So today, Mr. Serra, you filed a motion to dismiss the charges.
Let me say that what one lawyer does, and yours to the benefit of all counsel and their clients, because it's deemed that they join. So we stand together in requesting the court to dismiss this case after you saw in the motion post-prelim. So it is a rather lengthy, detailed motion wherein we recite the evidence and we cite the law, which is most significant, and tell the court in unequivocal language that what was done here was utterly legal, not even arising to a civil dispute from our perspective and the perspective of law. So we outline the case, we give the law, we give a seminal case that allows for dismissal. We hope the court will read it thoroughly and be ready to rule. We will be arguing what is in our motion at the time that we conclude this prelim, and at this time we have what's called guarded optimism. We know we're right on the law, and we know that the evidence supports our position, but courts are very reluctant to throw what I'll call political cases out at a preliminary stage. So we go against the tide in that respect. On the other hand, this judge seems to be very independent and very astute. She's staying right with the evidence really closely. So that's why we have guarded optimism, and now I defer to my colleague.
Thank you, Mr. Serra. Mr. Siegel.
Okay. So this is really a very simple case. The house that Mrs. Webb owns appeared from all perspectives to be an abandoned house. You look at the records, the taxes weren't paid, fees weren't paid, assessments weren't being paid. The defendants followed the law strictly and to the letter in attempting to acquire the house through adverse possession. They did what they were supposed to do. When Mrs. Webb came forward and said, hey, wait a minute, that's my house, they said, okay, it's your house, we're out of here. And they got out of there. They did nothing wrong. They should be exonerated. The case should be dismissed.
All right, and Mr. Riley, did you have any statement to add to that?
The house was abandoned, an abandoned house in Oakland where people need housing. Land Action folks are trying to recapture housing for the people of Oakland and to offer a method for people to find housing. Homeless folks, for people who are underhoused. And this house was available. It hadn't been taken care of, it was abandoned. So using the statutory scheme, they went into the house with the attempt to establish adverse possession. They found out that the owner wanted the house back. They left.
All right. Are there any other statements you would like to make regarding the case?
The most important thing is that this is a land action predicated on any greed or desire to own property. It was going ultimately to the people who are homeless and people that are indigent. So it's really socially very exemplary. Instead of prosecuting, they should make a tribute in some fashion for the energy that's being put in to alleviate a very dire social condition, i.e. homelessness.
You're saying the defendants are heroes?
They're heroes, absolutely.
Here.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right.